All right, folks. What we have here is a Jeep Compass. Got towed in yesterday. Died on the turnpike. So it sounds like it's out of gas. It's a crank no start. Okay? You turn on the key. It shows about 3/4 of a tank. Customer told me that he just had a fuel pump done recently. And the fuel pump on these compasses are in the back. Depending on the year, you have to drop the tank from the bottom because the fuel pump is actually up on top. On other newer models, there's actually in the cargo area, you lift up the carpet and the rug and there's a little 4 screws and there's a cover that's glued on. Take that off and the pump is right there. But since this is a crank, no start, he killed the battery. So I charged the battery overnight. So here's where we are now. But I just want to show you guys something if you want to verify if it's a fuel problem, fuel delivery problem, or something electrical, crank sensor or spark plugs, ignition coil, or whatever. Today, we're just going to verify if it's a fuel, since it's just recently done with a fuel pump, okay? So, like in most fuel injection cars, when you first get into a car, okay, and you turn on the key, without starting it, you're going to hear the fuel pump for about 2 seconds, okay? That's what it does. What it does is it turns the pump on and it feeds some fuel to the front, along the body, into the rails, into the injector, so they're ready to fire. Okay, that's the whole idea of it. It shuts off. Once the car starts, then the relay kicks in and then the fuel pump runs and, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so the whole thing is that when you first turn on the key, you'll be able to hear the fuel pump hum. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to reach over, I'm going to turn the key. I'm going to stick the phone towards the back now. I'm going to do it 3 times, okay? I'm going to shut it off, wait a couple of seconds, then do it again. And hopefully you guys will be able to hear that hum. All right, let me see if I can do this. Which way I can do it this way? All right, let's do it this way. Ready? I'm going to turn it. Hopefully you can hear it. Okay, besides the thing beeping over here. Okay, I'm going to go a little further into the back. Ready? Here we go again. You hear it? It's like a low noise hum. Do it again. Okay, so that sounds like the pump is pumping. Don't mean that it's working though, okay? Because sometimes with these plastic fuel pumps, when you install them, you can break them. So even though the pump is pumping, okay, you might have broken the snout that picks up the fuel, or a gas line broke, so it's not even pumping towards the front. So the engine is kind of empty. So now watch when I crank it. Oh wait, it runs. Then it died. Look at that. Check that out. So what I did here before was, to verify that it was a fuel, what I did was I took a can of carburetor cleaner and I shot it down the throttle body. And then the thing started to start. See, so from what I was doing now, by turning it 3 times, I actually put fuel in the fuel rail. So that's why it ran for a couple of seconds. Now watch, it won't start now. See, now it's out of fuel. But anyway, the video was supposed to show you that what I'm going to do here is I am going to take the snout off the throttle body, okay, off to the side, open this up, okay, I'm going to spray some carburetor cleaner in there, okay, not ether, because ether is vapor, so vapor kind of evaporates real fast. At least this is almost like fuel, it's like gasoline, but it's hard for you to pour gasoline in there, especially when it's on an angle like this. Plus you don't want to play with gasoline and all that crap. So basically, yeah, I'm going to open this up. I'm going to spray some fuel in there. And if the car starts, then yes, it is a fuel problem. So now, I'm going to do this here and show you guys at the same time. Let's see if I can prop this in for you. I can just open this up a little bit. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, like that. I'm going to spray this in here. Okay, just enough. If the car starts, then you know it's fuel related, okay? So that's the whole idea there, is to introduce a little gas into it. Watch this. See? But it doesn't maintain it because it's definitely something wrong with the pump. I can hear it. Let's try it again. Hang on. You can hear the pump. Ready? So I'm filling up the rail now. Now I'm going to start it. I can hear it pumping. All right. Well, it's definitely fuel related. So the next thing is to get a fuel pressure gauge, put it on the fuel rail, and see if there's any fuel. But I'll speak to the customer if he wants me to even mess with it, because if the fuel pump was recently done, there's no sense going and paying me money to do the job all over again. All right, but definitely fuel related. Like I said, shoot a little carburetor cleaner in there, and that will, and if it starts or wants to start, then it eliminates anything to do with the spark plugs, the ignition coil, the crank sensors, all those other things that has to do with the car starting. You know, neutral safety switch, brake switch, if it's got a push button start. All right, if it wants to kick over after you introduce a little gasoline, that's it. It's a gas problem. Now you go and look into gas delivery problem. Okay, with this one, there's a fuel filter. I don't know if the guy changed the fuel filter when he did the pump. I don't know if he cleaned out the debris that's in the tank, if there was debris, and then it clogged up the pump again. Or, like I said, the pump is made out of plastic. When you stick the pump into that little tight hole, sometimes you break a little piece there. So the pump is working, but all it is just, instead of pumping up out the hose to the front, it's actually just pumping out through the sides. All right, that's what it is. Thanks for watching. Ciao.